earlier on. He had to defeat Jack Robinson yesterday in the quarters, and as of right now, facing the young Californian and Colapinto in the semis.
This is such a matchup, and we saw Griffin Colapinto in the quiz quarterfinal against Kanoe Igarashi. Perhaps, Mitchell, one of the heats of the year. Well, for sure one of the heats of the year.
I think so. It's up there with Joao Chianca and John Florence. Their two battles, both at Bells Beach and Pipeline, but to me, this is the heat of the year just because of the implications that it had as far as the rankings go into qualifying for the WSL Final 5, Kaipo. I think this is great work from Griff. He needs to get a score on the board.
Look at him. He snuck away, and he's going to get a wave. So rolling down the line, being very patient, eyeing up a section. Snaps there, throws the fins, and goes down.
I think positioning still is the most important thing.
Talked about surfing on the priority. That's exactly what Griffin Colapinto is doing right now. Slashes to open up. Second fin throw from some variety. Eyeing up this inside section as it steepens up on the cobblestones. Throws the Tom Curran 1 foot layback, but unable to pull that thing out.
A bit surprised in the maneuver selection right there, Kaipo. I think he just needed to really finish the wave off. The white water there just ate him up, but this is the 4-5 of Griff. Some great turns right here on display, and I love the aggressiveness and the speed management on this wave. Ditches the fins right there, carves it back, and this is where I just felt he needed to finish it off, Kaipo. Was gaining speed, and maybe saw the section was appropriate for layback, but...
Lines on the outside, Mitch, and Gabe Medina realizes that as he paddles into position. Here comes the set. Looks like there's going to be a few waves in this set. Decides to go on the first. Medina. Big vertical snap to open. Big float and gets crunched there. Far behind, too far behind on that one. Again for Gabe Medina. Second wave of the set. Check out this replay of Gabe Medina. What went wrong?
Well, strong first turn, I can tell you that, but I think this section was just too tough to manage the landing, Kaipo.
Colapinto. Wave number 3. Eases a bottom turn. Nice full rail slash off the top of Colapinto. Double pump bottom, back up to the top. Throws the fin for the second turn. Coming through this section. Eases through a gaff right back into the whitewater. One more bang off the top of Griffin Colapinto, and he's got more. Little double up section on the inside. And he kicks out the body language. Huge for Griffin Colapinto. Now a decided advantage to the surfer from San Clemente.
Great wave right there, Kaipo. It's going to be his best score, no doubt. And it's really going to set the benchmark for what these judges are going to be rewarding in these semifinals for the men. Love the combo on the outside, but a fantastic finish too.
But first, let's check out a replay of Griffin Colapinto. We're still waiting for the score, Mitch.
Well, the technique off the bottom is fantastic, first of all, and then the way he lines up the lip line too. Beautiful ditch of the fins right there with a lot of control coming out of it, and the amount of speed that he's able to carry throughout each one of these turns too. To me, this is excellent surfing, Kaipo. I see it coming right up there or maybe just below it, but I love the way he's able to vary in the maneuver choice, but also complete these combos with a lot of speed too. You're surfing to the criteria, right? Speed, power, and flow. Everything was involved right there, and a lot of great variation and innovation with these kind of turns up into the lip line as well.
Yeah, talk about manufacturing a score and talk about really squeezing all the potential out of the wave. That's exactly what Griffin Colapinto do. Mitch, I love to watch it in slow-mo.
No, and how's that bottom turn too, setting up the whole wave. And there's a score, Kaipo.
This is an 8.5 into the excellent range, as we suspected for Griffin Colapinto, and there's no doubt that that was excellent surfing.
Just what the doctor ordered right there. And as I said before, I think his technique for such a young surfer on tour, who's had one championship tour victory, only has one victory on the Challenger Series. You've seen a big evolution from this young kid in the 4 years that he's been. More than one wave in the set too, Kaipo. We've seen a lot of them just be one wave so far.
He's not going to take any chances. He's going to take the first wave streaming down the line. Too deep again, Gabe Medina.
Yeah, and that's where I think that strategy can also go against you, Kaipo, where you're sitting too deep, trying to get everybody out of position in the lineup, and sometimes you put yourself out of position too. So I think that's what's happening so far. He needs to move a bit further down. Here goes Griff again.
Colapinto looking down the line, wants some opportunity. He's not going to get it on wave number 4. He's going to hang on to that 13.2 wave total in his score line, but that does put Gabe Medina in a soft combination, like you said, Mitch.
And they're surfing together, hanging out together throughout the day. And as we remember, Micho, when we surfed the other day down the beach, we looked at the far peak in the distance, and it was Toledo and Medina going air for air in the free surf. I feel like this camaraderie, enjoying some sparring partners on the Brazilian Storm, is redefining Medina's world title run this year.
You know, people that he's been traveling with for years, too. But a great backside rotation, good technique, nothing huge. A nice spin, though, quick.
It's a difficult maneuver, but we get so used to seeing this from Gabe Medina, right? It's still a little bit inverted. Nothing hugest one, but the rotation, and always rock solid on the landing, one of those Cabianca designs. So I'll be interested to see where that number comes in. Like you said, Mitchell, it will break combination for sure. Medina on the paddle. Griff's going to let him go. And here we go with Gabe Medina. Revert snap to begin. Lazy section here, not much doing.
He's just moving down the point, though. He's just moving down the point, and Griff's got to go and follow him right now.
Returning to Surf City, El Salvador Pro, presented by Corona. Semifinal number 1, and Gabe Medina up and riding. Rapid fire from Medina down the line. Getting a little caught on his heels. Has to float through that section, clears the section, no problem. Bangs it for the finish. And Gabe Medina feels that that was the comeback. Medina looking for a 7.51 to take the lead off of Griffin Colapinto in this matchup.
How comparable it is to the 8.5 of Griff, though.
Well, here's your chance. The replay of Gabe Medina.
So, goes for the air on the outside, sticks it well, too. So, a major maneuver. Then just sets it up here for the inside. It gets racy in the midsection. A great way to start comboing it up here in the mid part of this wave. But as you see right there, it's racy for the goofy footers. It gets super quick, beautiful floater, and then a fantastic finish. He loves it. Boy, if it were up to me, I'd probably say yes, giving him the score right here, Kaipo.
Especially because that's a high-risk section to do that air reverse, okay? So he did that way on the outside at the beginning of the wave rather than at the conclusion. So you got to give him credit for the risk that he took at the beginning of this wave. And then he was able to stitch it up here, Mitch. I mean, some downtime on the heels, but then once he gets into rhythm, that's what happens.
No, and how's this technique coming off of the bottom and straight up into the lip right there? I mean, to readjust their feet like that, there's few people in the world that can do it. There's a reason why this guy has 3 world championships, but this part of the wave is the most interesting to me. Look at how he readjusts his feet and goes for the floater right here. Just beautiful technique, and especially you can see it right there in slow-mo. When he lands, he goes straight up into the next turn with his feet already planted in position, too. That's few goofy floaters in the world that can do something like that, Kaipo.
A functional floater.
There's a couple of crop of kids that are coming out of there now, Kaipo, that are great, too.
Here comes Medina under the priority of Griffin Colapinto. Big snap on the backhand. Make it 2 right back under the lip for Gabe Medina. Easing through a third turn and easing through this section. Has to skip over that rip. Does so. Looking down the line, wave steepening up, but lots of white water in front of Gabe Medina, taking away any scoring opportunity. He flows through that section, though, and really forces a close. We're going to take another look at it, Mitch.
Yeah, so on the outside, Gabe gets a beautiful combo right here. Great first turn, and the second one, under the lip snap. Boy, his technique, just beautiful, Kaipo. The way he was able to set up the second half of the wave, too. Unfortunately for him, it never set up the way he wanted it to. A lot of floaters right here, but those aren't high-risk maneuvers. The sections weren't presenting the way he wanted to. And props to him. He tried to make the most out of something that wasn't there.
Griffin Colapinto, however, right behind him. S turns down the face. Lip glide to scoot through that section. Bangs the lip for the closer. Snaps his fingers. Thinks he's got the 4.67. I think he got the 4.67. I guess the big question is, did Gabe Medina improve upon his 5.5? Colapinto.
And then the response here, I mean, a decent setup right there. Love the floater selection for that maneuver, but, you know, I'm not completely sold on it, Kaipo. It was a great finish. Really what the criteria is talking about.
But
You're surfing.
One thing is, this is taking a long time for this number to come in, so that means it's going to be really close. Griffin's not going to take a chance. Here he goes again, stomping on the tail pad, looking for something down the line. Nice carve. Has to lip glide that section. Just a cutty there. Needs something exciting on the end here. Whips a snap.
The replay right here. just setting up his feet. A beautiful carve right there to start things off, and you know, he did well with these first 2 turns. Beautiful lip line floater. But right here is where the wave just kind of let him down. Had to garner some speed and had a great finish too. I like this wave better than the previous one.
So there's a lot of analysis that's happening right now as we come to the Hooter to end semifinal number 1. We're going to be on the edge of our seat. Medina up before the horn.
This counts.
Bangs it on the backhand. Paced through the section here. One more hook on the backhand. Here comes Gabe. Looking for a ramp. Finds the ramp. Quick rotation. Has to lay back out of it and will not get the completion.
Boy, so this wave was going to matter, Kaipo. If you need to make this last there,
yeah,
just a little transitional turns at the moment. Much better up into the lip, but this wave was hard to serve.
Yeah, Gabe needed a 5.64 on this wave, and he got a 2.9. So
this heat's going to be decided on the rocks, Kaipo. And, like, the first score of Griff is going to be close, and I think the second score would be even closer, honestly.
4.8 for the first score. Griffin Colapinto already has it. We don't need the second score. Griffin Colapinto is your first finalist at the Surf City El Salvador Pro presented by Corona. What a performance. Smart surfing, dynamic surfing by Griffin Colapinto.